Welcome back at Average Your Best Cornhole. Today we got some new bags to talk about from Nola. We got the Rex and the Rougarou X. Nola's been known for using unique materials and stuff. These bags are no different, right? So we picked up these two because we like comparing the two bags.
Yeah, the Rex, I mean, essentially has a herringbone pattern slow side. It plays nothing like the herringbone that you're used to.
Yep.
And then the Rougarou X has a unique hybrid. Yep. I've started calling that the hemp hybrid to classify it. Yeah, and I just wanted to thank Nola real quick because when he said he was releasing this Rougarou, I reached out to him. Guy's super nice. He's like, I'll get you on the first production order, get them shipped out to you as soon as possible, and that way we get to break them in, and get to use them quick.
Before we get too much into it, one thing I'll say is throwing these bags, we were calling them stupid hole friendly because boy did they like going in there. So we're going to talk about that more, and we'll let Craig start getting into the baggage on these.
Yeah, I wanted to get this out of the way first because I don't want to take any of the spotlight away from Nola, but probably everybody's wondering what's the difference with the Nighthawk. Since that's the slow side, this is the only other bag with that slow side on it. And essentially the Rougarou X are larger, thinner, heavier, and floppier.
Yep.
So we'll jump right into the speeds on these. Rougarou X is 5.5 by 9.5. The Rex then would be a 6 by 8.5. And we, for the most part, agree with that. 6 seems a little slow, maybe.
Yeah, I think they're a little faster. They are starting to slow down a little bit the more we played with them, but they're still fast.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good fast, though.
It is. Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's a good fast, and, the Rougarou X is pretty fast as well, right? So
Yeah. And they were lightning fast at, the beginning. They both kind of slowed down and settled down a little bit. The ramp, it's going to prove that these speeds are pretty much like that. The Rex on the slow side beat the Rougarou. The Rougarou on the fast side beat the Rex.
So. Yep. And so getting on materials here, I'll just talk about the Rougarou. Like I said, we're kind of coining that the hemp, slow side or, hybrid side. It just has that thick, coarse feel to it, similar to the way the Nighthawks did. And it's only the second bag we've got our hands on that have that material. The fast side on these is your tried and true Viper, Pro Sniper fast side that we see all the time and that everybody's using. So,
yep. And the Rex is unique. Like I said, I mean, that's a herringbone pattern, but this plays absolutely nothing like a herringbone. And the fast side's unique, too, because I didn't recognize that at all, and I don't want to take any guesses or stabs at it.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it plays like that Game Changer Wizard fast side, but I really couldn't see the comparison there.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, has a slight different texture. If you guys know exactly what it is, drop a comment and let us know.
As far as template, I'd consider this a large template, right? I mean, they're closing in on the 6x6.
Yeah.
Now, the fancy thing about this hemp hybrid on the Rougarou X is it doesn't stretch, which is nice. It's a little bit thicker. It doesn't stretch. It's probably going to last longer. Yeah. So I do believe that the Rex stretch just a hair bit more than the Rougarous because they are a tiny bit larger.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and they're already starting to become feeling like a little bit floppier than the Rougarou X's. Getting into the fill flop here, both these bags have a mixed fill in them. Both, to me, I consider floppier bags. They're not super floppy, but they're floppy. The Rex is probably a little more floppy, and it's going to, if you play them for a while, they're going to get even floppier because that material is going to stretch a little more.
Yeah, I like a floppy bag, so I think it's perfect. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's a larger bag that's floppy. But for some reason, it's a heavier bag. So whatever mixed fills in here, is it probably mainly all little beads or something? It just adds a lot of weight to it.
Yeah, more density with the beads.
Mm-hmm. And on to the Bagmanship. It's actually, it's pretty good. I didn't see too many flaws. The only thing that I did notice is it's almost like the closing seam is a little shifted, off-centered or something. I don't know if that's just a CNC, program or how it's lined up in there. It didn't affect.
No, it doesn't affect.
I mean, this is me nitpicking,
I didn't really
everything about the bag. Yeah,
I didn't really notice until he pointed out. Once he pointed out, kind of seeing him sit here like this, I see it, and we'll have to start looking at some other bags to see if we notice that. But
yeah, and again, it didn't affect anything, but. I mean, it seems to be all 8 of them, though, so it's got to be a program or something.
Yeah. But outside of that, I mean, the Bagmanship on these seems to be pretty excellent, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll get into the slide up here, and Craig, how'd we break them in, or how'd you break them in?
Well, I did have some rain juice left over from the last time I broke in that hemp hybrid. That's what we're calling it now. So I figured I'd use that again. Now, I mean, I do want to say both these bags, have some patience with them. You're not going to break them in. I mean, you could throw them and they're going to play. They're going to be fast. They're probably going to, make you feel a little uncomfortable, and you might see a few up for sale, a few down and backs or whatnot. But have some patience. I actually went out through them a couple times and when practice airmail for 2 hours. I mean, it was great. The airmails, the high trajectory coming down, slamming, really helped, soften both those slow sides up a little bit.
Forgiveness on these bags, I found both of them pretty forgiving. I definitely lean towards the Rex on that. That fast side, it's a real just slide in the hole type bag right from the get-go. And took me a minute to get used to it because first time I really threw these trying to get my opinion on it was probably one of our faster sets of boards, and they were flying off the back. So, but that was me, wasn't, the forgiveness of the bag. And, as I got more comfortable with them and used to that speed and stuff, I was having a good time with them.
They do kick a little bit, probably the mixed feel, but you can actually control them and shape them a little bit, which is kind of wild because it's a fast bag that you can actually manipulate. Some.
Yeah, we were pretty surprised by that. The Rougarou, I was getting some bounces. The last time we threw these together, I don't know if it was me that day or what, but I was getting some weird bounces where I was hitting more on the front of the board and the bag was just taking a hop that I wasn't expecting and wasn't seeing from other bags. Again, that could have been completely me, but that was one thing I noticed that kind of affected the forgiveness a little bit for me.
On the whole bodiness, and this is where these bags excel, right? I mean, the whole bodiness on these bags is extremely good.
It is, yeah.
Like I said, he wasn't joking. We were calling them stupid hole friendly. I don't know if it's the mixture of the whatever the combination of the mixed fill in it with those faster fabrics. They're definitely not going to have any trouble going in the hole.
Yeah, not at all. I had several throws, and I know you even had at least one that I can remember where, you kind of throw it, right away it's a bad throw, and you're like, oh, and it just went right in the hole. It's like one that would normally hang off to the left or something, and it just found its way in, didn't even sweat it, and that was impressive. That's when we started like, whoa, look at these bags.
Yeah, and I mean, the floppiness contributes to that, right? Because you got the chance of that corner catching it, and they're fast enough, too, that they're just going to whip around and fall right back in.
All right, so collectability on these bags. I had no problems with either one, right?
No, but the Rougarou X, definitely, there's something special about that.
Yep.
It's all... I don't know. I was trying to think of it. It's almost like that hemp hybrid, like Velcro with hook and latch or something. Because I don't know, man. When they connect with each other, or you try to catch a corner to spin it around to get it to the hole, it really does grab it.
Yeah. They stick together. Once they touch each other, they stay together, and it's makes collect super easy, especially when you have that one that you try putting up a blocker, but you're a little bit on the opposite side you're throwing from, and it's a hard collect. I hit a few of those. I normally miss those shots. But
Impressed yourself.
I did. I hit a few, and I'm like, that's what that feels like picking that one up. That was awesome.
Speed consistency, there isn't a whole lot to say here. I mean, these are hybrid materials, both of them, so they're going to be consistent in different weather conditions. Again, they are super fast when you first get them. They do slow down. Actually, I thought maybe this hybrid, or this herringbone, fast herringbone, whatever you want to call it, was going to fuzz up some more like regular herringbone does, but it's really not.
No, it's got a little fuzz on it, but nothing like your standard herringbone does.
So that's probably why it stops it from slowing down as much, because herringbone, brand new, is pretty fast. Not that fast, but
right. Yeah, speed consistency is fine with them. They're great in kind of all conditions. Another, both of these are great bags. I always talk about starting to play in the day, go into the night, speeds really adjust on the boards. These are both great bags for that. The only knock I would give them, especially the Rex, is it's so fast. If you're at like a switch, playing with different partners and stuff, if you go from like a traditional herringbone and throw that bag, you're going to be throwing way too fast off the get-go. So it'll take a little bit to adapt to it, but once you get dialed in, they're great.
Capable shots on these. In my opinion, the Rex is going to be your hole runner, right? The Rougarou is going to be more of a control bag.
Right. Yep.
Now, I could still cut these Rexes. I was able to lay a blocker with them, and I know you struggled to lay a blocker with them, but I was able to. The Rougarou X, though, I mean, that bag cuts with ease.
It does.
You're also going to get some unwanted kicks with it, but, I mean, you're going to get that from it. And, I've been practicing, rolling bags or whatever, and I could see some bounce to it. I never really pulled off the roll, but I definitely, and then you said you were seeing that bounce when you were throwing. So that bag, it has endless possibilities for capable shots.
It does. I've been trying to learn how to roll as well, and I didn't really make much effort with that, but you're definitely going to be more likely to probably roll the Rougarou X than the Rex. And like he said, I was able to cut the Rex as well, not nearly as easy as the Rougarou X. But the shots are in there. It's just, more difficult with those bags.
Yeah, and that Rougarou X, I mean, that if there's a blocker up there, right, and you got that, I'm going to lay this big cut, off to the side and hope that I catch the back, and that's the bag for that because of the extra speed and how well it does cut. I mean, you could really go around and exaggerate and catch the back of that hole.
Oh, a couple of them, I mean, they were, almost like not a full 90 to turn, but I mean, they turned. It was pretty cool.
So how will these bags make you better? The Rex is going to be your PPR increaser, right? I mean, I really think, like I said, you're going to want to run holes with that, do a little bit of cutting. The Rougarou X is going to teach you consistency too, because a lot of time you buy a set of bags and it gets broken in and then it starts to stretch too much. Well, that material is not going to stretch, and it's going to stay consistent and nice and thick, and you're going to keep that same hand feel with it.
Yeah, I agree with those. The Rex also, if you have a slower set of boards, if your practice boards are real slow and, your traditional bag, you're having to throw harder to, work on your slide up and just slide in the hole and stuff, Rex is definitely going to help you be better at that. Company information that we know of, Nola, they're a smaller company, but we're already big fans of them right off the rip because we like their willingness to, kind of take chances on some newer materials and be innovative. And, we love the innovation and seeing, different than you just copy and paste bags. So,
and these materials are sticking around because it's going, through different seasons too. Right. So, I mean, it's actually, good thing, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So, huge nod to Nola in that regards. If you guys want to check them out, it's just nolabags.com. They got a Facebook group called Nola Bags LLC. And right now, I don't think there's a fan group out there, but
you can start one if you want.
Maybe we will. If not, maybe one of you guys. Yeah, for the quality of these bags and what we've gotten from them so far, they deserve to have a fan page out there.
And on to the designs. It's still pretty early in the 2025 season. I mean, these are his stock designs for the season, or the first launch designs. Now he is starting to put a few out now that Worlds and all that is over. So get on the website, take a quick look, and I imagine he'll be coming out with a lot of different designs.
Yep. As far as availability, get on their website. They're there. These bags are made to order from what we understand. So, pretty much everything's available, right? Mm-hmm. All the colorways, everything like that. So just get on there and find the one that's for you. Get into the cost here. So we're pretty happy with it, right? So we're gonna go ahead and call it a 3.5 bagger for Nola here. These bags were right around $70, and that was before discount codes, which seem to be pretty
$70 for an ACL Pro stamp, and a discount code to knock some money off. Good job, Nola.
Yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, with it being newer materials and things, a lot of times we see companies when they come out with something new or something that's not available anywhere else, they jack the price up. Nola hasn't done that, so again, great job, Nola.
So our overall rating on these bags, and caught us at a good time. It seems like it's summer, the weather's changing, fall's coming. We're always looking for a faster bag. We feel our boards are a little bit slower. We play outside. Here we have it.
Right.
Good bags you control that are a little bit faster. I'm giving the Rougarou X a 3.5 bagger just because I can manipulate that bag a little bit more than the Rex. And then, the Rex is right behind it with 3.25.
Yeah, I agree with, those ratings. I personally like the Rex a little bit more just because it has a better hand feel for me, but I understand the capabilities of, what the Rougarou X offers. So they're both great bags. And Craig nailed it when he said, we seem to be gravitating towards higher speeds, more in that 6 range and stuff. It's something that you can control, right? It doesn't help us at all if it's just, slide in the hole, then you just play the fast side of any bag, right? Mm-hmm. So starting to get into those higher speeds with some control like these bags are having, that's what we're looking for. I think that's what a lot of people are looking for.
And if you play outside a lot like we do, and you're thinking the same thing we're saying right now.
All right, so do we recommend these bags? Short answer, yes.
Long answer, heck yes. I'm happy for these bags. I'm going to keep them around.
Yeah, these are going to get a lot of use, and especially going into the nighttime now since, it's getting dark earlier, and we're going to keep playing at camp, as long as we can, and hopefully these speeds are the ticket, and we, start winning.
And we're going to end it with everybody's average of something. You're going to be average. You may as well be average at cornhole.